Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Try Bonsai. I say exciting because, my friends, it is raining, and it is not just raining. We here in Trinidad and Tobago are under storm watch until Monday. Today is Saturday the 29th. It is exactly 12:30 p.m. and the rain falling. But that doesn't mean to say that the job stopping or the work stopping. So, what you have here on the table is a forgotten project. That is what I'm calling this, the forgotten project. And I don't know what the name of this plant is, and I'll bring you in closer just to have a better view of it. But I don't know what this plant is called. It was given to me by a very nice older lady, and she said she wanted to encourage my love of plants and whatnot. You know, I got a couple desert roses from her, and I am very appreciative of it. You know, so that's our next video. The desert roses is our next video, because we had to go back to when I used to do a lot more desert roses. I have some to see after, and we will go back to that. But today, we're dealing with the forgotten project. Well, it's actually two projects that have been forgotten. So let me bring you in closer for a little view, or closer view, on this particular plant that I can't name. I don't know what is the name of this. I'll have to try to research it. So my friends, this is the plant, and as you can see, there's a lot of weeds in it, and where it was, a lot of mold or algae was building up on the pot. But this particular plant that gives you a lot of aerial roots to make a trunk is very, very beautiful. And it's a shame that I forgot it, but at the same time too, it was allowed the opportunity to grow and to flourish. It gives you a seed that disperses, and boy, when that disperses, is a lot of new plants. Look, I just pull out one here. This is a very young plant. Seeds. It gives you a lot of seeds, and I will try to show you a seed pod without getting my recording device, aka my phone, wet too much. So I'm pulling out, as you see, I'm pulling out some weeds, and there are some dead leaves, but as I part the leaves, which I will remove, you can see a lot of aerial roots, nice aerial roots. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to take out all of those dead leaves, look at the plant holistically. I'm not going to do a repot today. We're going to see about these leaves, clearing it up, looking at anything that we need to remove, and then we're going to move on to the next plant. So with that said, let me just go. So my friends, I'm removing these leaves to expose the aerial roots that it has. And I'm going to take my time in removing these leaves because I don't want to damage anything. But when I tell you this is a gorgeous piece of material that I like it. Oh, I just broke a leaf. And as you can see, I have to take off my glasses because it's getting wet. And when your glasses wet, you can't see it. So I'm going to continue taking off these leaves, and when we come back, we're going to take a deeper look at this plant and see if there's anything that needs to be done or removed in more detail. Yeah? All right. So my friends, this was the series of seed pods, and I would have taken out a lot of little plants from the planting. So now that I have cleared away the dead leaves from the plant, I want to take out some much older leaves that are lower down to expose more of the individual trunks, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual trunks merging into one much larger trunk with a lot of aerial roots, and there are more roots coming from the top of these. So when the leaves die and they cover the plant, it gives it the ability to shade aerial roots to come down and further add to the beauty of this tree. So all I'm gonna do now is just remove a few of the older leaves down to the bottom like this. Here, seeds is that when the plant gives you seeds and the seeds mature and they open, they blow all over the place, and you pick up a lot of seedlings all over the place. All over the place you get a lot of seedlings. So there is no shortage. Once the plant is healthy and doing well, there is no shortage of new material to work with regards to this particular plant. Alright, so moving quickly, these are also seed pods, and as you could see in between, there are a lot of seed pods, and these are the new aerial roots coming down from the tops. There's a lot more work to do in this planting, and the additional work that has to be done with this planting is to repot it and sort after some of the dead material, the dead roots that are coming down. You know, like this, and I don't want to pull too much to damage. So I'm going to cut away all of these, because I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of little seedlings popping up all over the place. So I'm working with the phone in hand to try to give you a close-up, but at the same time too protecting my phone all there. Oh gosh, I had to protect it. So as I said before, when I do a repot, I'd be able to take out a lot more dead things in between the aerial roots, and give this thing a nice cleanup, a nice fresh batch of soil, and yeah. So on to the next tree. All right. This is the other forgotten project. This is a Sweet Acacia tree that I got from my good friend Errol, and he was here helping me to repot it. And we made some cuts. Some of the branches died back and others took off. So this is the base of the tree, and it comes up very nicely. It's a rather old tree, and this branch died. This also died, but some of the other branches took off. And when I say take off, I mean take off. And I'm still going. And I'm still going. And I'm going. It is very high up in the air. I'm going to prune back this branch, hoping that I get some foliage coming out of this lower down. So it has the tendency to die back. So I'm going to prune it back to here, And I have to be careful because this has pickers on it, and I don't want to get, yeah, I don't want to get stuck with any of these pickers at all, at all, at all. No, thank you. It has a particular smell that is not a very pleasant one. And as I say that, I laugh because Harold said the same thing. He said he hates the smell of this when you cut it. And this, the scent is not very, it's not overly gross, but it's not very pleasant either. So I am hoping, my friends, that I can get some buds. I could get it to give me new growth lower down to create some kind of semblance of a canopy. Something. Give me some. Now there's something that I'm noticing. I have this very thick branch here, as you could see. But I also have a little one on the side here. So if this doesn't work out, I have one here. And as I said, when in doubt, try a different route. If for any reason in the future, whether near or far, looking at the design of the tree, there's a grandeur possibility that I may take this as an air layer, right? I may take this as a new tree, an air layer as it comes up and it splits off, trying to develop something from this and using this as the new line. Because that kind of looking nice to me. But it's to create, because it is going this way, I can try for the canopy to come back, giving it some kind of a weird movement with using the clip and grow process, or I could try to foster that windswept kind of a style. I don't know. Playing it as I'm going along, you know, sometimes, and this is the thing, sometimes you're doing some work on a plant and you might have an idea, but when you really and truly start to work on the plant, that idea goes out the door. And as it stands right now, to be quite honest, I am playing this by ear. Right now, what I want to master is getting this particular species of plant to backbud and backbud vigorously enough so that I can create something. Once I could master or understand how to prune it so that it'll backbud, which means I have to do a little bit of research rather than just running into something wild, crazy. What I have to do is a little bit of research to see how this particular tree reacts to pruning, and that kind of a situation. You know, as we are in the rainy season, maybe it may react differently than when we were in the dry season. So for now, it ain't looking no wholesome and gorgeous. It ain't no gorgeous nothing. But at the same time too, I was able to take away some of the long growth, hoping that the energy that it gained by this thing smells really unappealing. It does. It does. Anyways, as I was saying, I was able to take away some of the excessively long growth, and now that it has that energy stored, it would be able to push out new growth. Yeah. That is it. As I said before, we are under storm watch, and for everybody looking at this who resides within Trinidad and Tobago, please be safe. Please be safe. because you could experience flooding or whatever the case is based on this downpour, this constant downpour of rain. So please, whatever you're doing, be safe out there. And hold a second. I don't mean to make this video too long, but hold on 1 minute for me. For those who remember the last video that I did when my channel was named Potting with Shallon, I just stepped out closer to the plant and the rain is coming down even a bit harder. This was the last planting that I did. A very small Singapore holly forest planting. It is, in comparison to my hand, it is tiny. And I just wanted to show you guys that it is doing okay. Except for one tree, possibly, that probably died in the center here, or dying. I don't know yet, and even if it does, I'm going to leave him there as a feature. But I just wanted to end on this, showing you guys this Singapore holly planting that I did. And the pot has this is a homemade pot done by my friend Errol and his friend. And there's a little bit of a balance issue, but that's okay. It's still a very, very nice pot, and it's still a very, very nice planting. And on that note, my friends, as I end today, always remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, treat people how you want to be treated. And remember that our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it and to make it a better place, not only for ourselves, but for the generations to come. So, do something nice today. And as I said before, we in here in Trinidad and Tobago are under storm watch. So, secure yourself, secure your belongings, and be safe wherever you go, whatever you're doing. Alright? So, I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.